Well, salmon is the totem species of the Pacific Northwest, and it was absolutely central in terms of indigenous cultures. When the first fish would come back every year, they would greet it and welcome it back. All these native cultures from the Sacramento River up the arc of the Pacific over to Korea had a ceremony called First Salmon Ceremony. And that's because they are absolutely central in knitting together the ocean and the forest. And they come back, offer their bodies up for the bear, for the trees. After the Ice Age 10,000 years ago, the fish came back as the glaciers receded, and they fertilized all that barren glacial till that was left behind. So they play an absolutely pivotal role in terms of the life that's here in the Pacific Northwest. You've got 5, or some people say 6 different salmon species, and the evolutionary biologists tell us that they were formed through isolation, different parts of the Ice Age. Ultimately, if you go back far enough, maybe a couple 100,000 years, they were actually one species with the Atlantic salmon. So anyway, they're all related, and they all play a certain role in the stream too. For example, your pink and chum salmon are the most prolific. They spawn in the lower reaches of the estuary. So when they come back, they provide enormous amount of food and biomass for the stream to regenerate every year. And the birds and the bears and the trees even. When they actually look at some of the nutrients in the trees, they can see that ultimately they came from the ocean via the salmon. So you couldn't get a more central species.